Zolak and Bertrand.
I want to happen to him what happened to you. Happen.
It was an intoxicating environment, and I got intoxicated.
Why does this keep happening?
Zolak and Bertrand, the Sports Hub.
Hour number 2, Zolak and Bertrand from our Town Fair Tire Studios. Let's talk some Sox, shall we? What's the matter, Scott?
Rejoin. I thought like somebody was leaving or something. Thanks for the memories. I guess that's for
Alex Cora.
Yeah,
Alex Cora.
I see what you're doing.
Bye-bye. Alex Cora, most overrated manager in Red Sox history, is out the door. I mean,
Corey, Dave Dombrowski.
Most overrated guy ever.
Great. Put him up there, Jim Leland.
Give me another manager in Red Sox history that's more overrated than Alex Cora, because you have to be highly rated to be overrated. Don't
John
you?
Farrell?
Yes, you can't. Yeah,
John Farrell.
Yeah, but I don't think his reputation was great. Yeah,
no one loves John Farrell. Who loves John Farrell? No one loves John Farrell. John Farrell is just
won a
as many.
Championship though.
Yeah, well, so did Alex Cora. They have the same number.
I think Cora's a better manager. Probably has less to work with.
I think Cora's a better manager. I think Cora's a better manager than Farrell. I don't think that's a stretch. But Cora is talked about as if his work here was just some of the best we've ever seen. And I think that's insane. But anyway, he's no longer the manager of the Red Sox. Breslow is now running the team and everything that goes with it. And Alex Cora wrote an email to everybody in the organization. This is the email. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
This is what he hit reply all on when Sam Kennedy sent out his email to the team, everyone that worked for the team. And I mean everyone who worked for the team.
So at least Cora was still...
Wait, do you want me to read Sam Kennedy's email?
Let's
Did
do
anyone
that
publish
first.
that?
No, I
haven't seen it.
I've not seen it.
Do we want to publish it?
Yes.
Do we want to publish it on... Do we have a premium account on the X machine? I have Sam Kennedy's full email. That was given to me. Give me a second. I'll read it to you.
So that's good that Cora was still in the system then, though.
They didn't delete his email account.
Hey, you get fired from here. You're not in the system anymore. Lawful cut you out.
All right, here's in Sam Kennedy's email. This is what he wrote. He said, there is no way to fully acknowledge how hard these decisions are. Alex has been such an important part of the Red Sox for nearly a decade.
I could have written this for him.
And what he helped lead in 2018 will always be one of the most meaningful seasons in our history.
Right back, champ. Right up, boy, champ.
Beyond that, he brought a presence, energy, and care for this organization that impacted so many of us, both on the field and throughout the front office.
We wish him the best in his future endeavors.
We are incredibly grateful to him and his family for everything they have given to the Red Sox. Yeah. The same is true for the cheerful Cody Ross. No, sorry. It says the same is true for the coaches who are moving on. This is a group that has worked tirelessly, supported our players, and represented the organization with professionalism and pride. These are good people. They've given a lot, and that's what makes days like this especially difficult. This is the part I know someone did put out there. At the same time, we felt we needed a reset. Ultimately, this is about putting the team in the best position to perform at the level we all expect and know we're capable of. These decisions are never easy, especially when they involve people you respect and care about, but they are a part of our responsibility to the organization. He then outlines what's going to happen with Chad Tracy coming in, and he writes, I know this kind of change is felt deeply across the organization. If you have questions or just want to talk, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you for everything you do for the Red Sox. Sam. Okay, that was Sam's email. Maybe let's reach out. We don't work there, but maybe we could reach out.
Don't hesitate.
I don't want to hesitate, Sam. I figure I want to be heard, Sam. I want to be heard. I would say, I'm glad you fired the manager. That's a start. That's what I would tell him. Pat him on the back. Yeah, you fraud. And then it says, here, this is what Alex Cora hit reply all and sent to everybody. Good morning. I wanted to take a moment before heading home to thank you. Being part of this organization has meant a great deal to me as a player and a manager. Like I always tell free agents, I'm glad my kids grew up here. It's unique, special, and magical. Thank you for treating me with respect and, most importantly, accept me as AC. I'm grateful for this experience. It made me better. We are happy to have the time to be full-time parents. That's the truth. But also, we are disappointed that we didn't finish the job. I don't believe that.
I don't either. Based on his tweet,
one bit.
You can't do that off your tweet.
I don't believe that one bit.
I think he meant for this to be an internal email thanking people and trying to take the high road.
I respect the direction the organization is taking. A lot of talented people will help accomplish the ultimate goal, having another duck boat parade. Thank you for the hard work, sleepless nights, professionalism, and effort to help me lead this great organization. Ooh, love that line. One last thing, keep showing up every day and don't take the Fenway experience for granted. Your working place is the best in the world. Gracias, AC. Help me lead this great organization. That's like, I was the guy in charge. Now I'm getting fired. But I wasn't in charge. Don't forget it.
It got turned over.
Don't forget it. Don't forget who was running this thing. So now when it turns to dog crap, you can remember that I was the guy who was running the thing.
Yeah, you know who pulled the trigger now.
I love that line. I don't believe this stuff about, disappointed that he didn't finish the job. The opposite was true. He was thrilled to get fired.
That's what he got criticized for. If you don't want to be here, get out.
I think a big reason for this is that some of the stuff that 24 hours after probably didn't sit well with certain people around the league. They felt like it was a little bit immature, and this was him trying to clean it up. You're a couple days removed from the situation. You can act a little more rapidly.
This is a professional email.
Yes, this was like what the sign-off should have always been. Instead of a winky face, the Coras are going to be okay. And I think he turned down that Phillies job, and there's a lot of questions about their future. He knows there's a lot of CBOs that are probably going to be cautious of him. If you're a young guy in this league and you're trying to hire a manager, you should be nervous about Alex Cora because he's shown he knows how to weasel. That's part of the Alex Cora thing.
Yeah, and I think that's really the question off of all of this, which is how does he now look as a candidate for other teams that are going to...
What's your goal as the organization would be my question.
For a manager. What kind of manager does he check the box for? Is he a manager that you would hire and should hire for a young team?
No.
Definitely not.
And what he's now doing, where we know, based on the Globe today, that he wasn't willing to bend on his staff. Are you trying to carry these guys wherever you go? Because these CBOs, these GMs, they want a manager that's going to fall in line. You have to do what the philosophy says. Do not push back against it. Alex Cora's kind of made it clear. I will not bend to what you guys want, and if you don't want it, I'd leave. Maybe he changes his opinion now because of where he's at in his career, but at least in Boston, he wasn't willing to do that.
Right. It's when you read about, the tension that existed in the organization. Is that someone that you say, well, he's an easy guy to work with? He's flexible. He's open to new ideas. He's open to basically taking on the identity of what our franchise wants to be. Or is it you hire Alex Cora and he's going to be the guy who leads the organization and he wants his agenda to be the agenda? Which one is it? It's B. And that probably doesn't make him the strongest candidate in, again, these CBOs now.
Yeah.
Who want things their way, and Craig Breslow's no different.
No. But I don't know, how much pushback, though, do you get if it's an organization that's actually investing the way that Alex Cora wants to? I mean, wasn't his big problem with the Boston Red Sox the fact that they were a team that wasn't operating like one of the big boys in Major League Baseball? And that coming off of a playoff run last year, you had the offseason that you did, and you saddle them with this roster when it's supposed to be the window right now where you're competing for World Series, and obviously you're not even close to that.
Not close at all.
Like, if I'm Alex Cora, I am pissed that, I had to eat some really ugly years because we weren't ready to compete yet. We finally look like we're entering that window, and then this is the roster that we have coming off of the postseason last year.
I wonder how much he regrets from a year ago. That whole handling of the beginning of the Denver stuff.
I don't know what kind of promo.
Is there someone dying?
Is there a ghost?
Jimmy's cutting something over there.
What is happening in there?
Jimmy who?
Can the listeners hear that? Please tell me they can hear
I hear
that.
moaning.
Is there a way to spy on that?
Shh.
It sounds. Is he okay?
Is he doing a bit? What is he doing in there? Is he unwell?
What's his problem?
Can you guys see him? I can't see him around that column.
I can. Yeah. He's on his phone.
Maybe he's listening to cats getting choked out.
Wow, whatever that is, it's something. Let's dig in on that story, though. The tension inside the four walls at Fenway as it relates to Breslow, Cora, issues with Driveline. Woo, there's a lot going on there that I don't think will go away with Chad Tracy or a new manager. There are big
this driveline thing doesn't seem like it's gonna be
institutional
good.
issues there with that team.
Is this the best we're going to get for a hit piece?
I think it is. I think it is the hit piece.
Last year, the Globe showed they lost their fastball when the best thing they had on Devers was the headphones in his ears. That was the best thing we got from the Globe. I think this is their version of that.
I think I don't think we've had like a real solid hit piece since when? When was the last guy who really got dragged after leaving?
Francona?
Francona may have been the last one, and that's well over a decade ago now.
Bloom didn't get hit by the Globe, but I felt like the beat. You got a lot about the trades he didn't make, Chris Sale, the Rangers, all those ones at the time.
All right, we can get into that and your calls on the Cora firing and the game last night and Crochet's going to the IL. Things are not good, and Jimmy is still doing something in there that we need to figure out. Well, Jay Stu, what the hell's going on in there?
Prep it for two.
A lot of yelling. That's all coming up. Stay tuned.
We're back with more Zolak and
I mean,
Bertrand
those are the things I'm working on with third graders.
on the Sports Hub.
Just some fatigue that I was feeling in my last start. Was able to grind through it there at the end, but kind of just makes more sense to get ahead of it now, so I'm not playing catch up the rest of the season.
You said the last start. It wasn't anything before that?
No. Just, in the middle of it. There it is on TV. Sick.
What's the immediate term plan right now as far as rest period or what have you?
Just building up, strength in the shoulder. Just continuing to check those boxes and at the end of the day, I feel like it was something that was preventable, but during the build-up, kind of just lost strength and never really got it back.
Well, I don't love the sound of that. I know that there's this thought that he'll be back as close to the 15 days, but when you hear those comments from him,
he's not the doctor, the therapist, the trainer. You're the player. You start saying, I should be. I hope. Way too early for that. Milliken, what was that cranking in the background? The clubhouse.
Drake.
That was Drake?
Yes, from Scorpion.
Nice. I can't listen to interviews when you have that playing in the background. Like the music section. It's like the basketball squeaks and the sneakers when you get interviewed at Celtics practice.
I never saw Garrett Crochet as a Drake guy. I'll admit that.
I don't think it's his choice. Who would run the music in the clubhouse? On this team.
It was supposed to be Kyle Teal.
It's probably Ortiz when
DJ
he was
Bass
there.
Monkey.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be his whole thing. He DJ'd like after the games in the minor leagues.
Really?
Now he does it in Chicago.
Nice.
he does it for Bregman. Bregman's got his situation there. So that was just, we wanted to play that sound from Crochet, who is now on the IL and is going to miss time. And that certainly makes things more difficult for these Boston Red Sox who continue to have their fair share of issues on the field. How'd yesterday go, Milliken? You doing all right?
What a brutal watch. But no, I think it was kind of very similar to the games we saw before Alex Cora was fired. It was nice that you had 3 days in a row where your offense went and showed up. But if the starting pitcher doesn't go 6 innings, you're in trouble. And the offense as a whole just wasn't. After the first couple innings, they had some hard contact, but you strand the bases loaded 2 times with less than 2 outs. You don't get anything out of it. It's on you.
Brian Bale's a clown.
Jimmy Stewart on record.
Can't stand him.
Jimmy Stewart from the afternoon show on record saying Brian Bale is the worst contract ever signed in Boston sports.
I don't know if that's true, but him showing up, the manager that's been there for 6 minutes like that.
It ain't your day, bro.
After you perform the way that you did.
It's not his day. And he's gonna shake his head at him.
Kids are dope.
Pissed.
You're dope. They should. No, listen.
I thought he turned.
Right,
they can't. They don't have enough pitchers.
They don't have enough pitchers, but
I thought Carabas was talking about a year and a half ago. He turned the corner.
Here's my question: at what point are we going to write him off? The season, this team. We're getting dangerously close, and it's not even May 1.
They're tied for the most losses in franchise history before May 1st right now.
Geez.
Yeah, I mean,
it's getting close. It's getting real close to the season being a lost cause.
They don't have a single win this year when they've been down 2 runs or more.
Milliken, give me the date.
That's not a fluke either, by the way.
No.
With this offense, as soon as they get down, you feel like it's over. It's an insurmountable lead that these teams have. There's just no juice in this offense, and there's the pitching's a clown show. They're hitting 372 off Brian Bale right now? Oh, 372.
Yeah, your eyes would tell
Everyone's
you that.
Tony Gwynn when they go up against him. It's ridiculous.
He has 1 start where he's gone beyond 5 innings this year.
Milliken, you're the numbers cruncher. Give me the date when a Red Sox ticket will cost less than the hot dog at the ballpark?
I don't know how you want me to do that, Matt.
So here's the thing. Brian Bayo is, as Jimmy has said, the worst contract in Boston sports history. Again, I'm not going to go that far.
There's been a
but
It's $9 million.
I'm just,
and last year, like, to his
irrelevant. Hold on. The take is this. He's another one of these young guys who got paid and then sucked after he got paid.
Yep.
He's another young guy who didn't have to earn it, who didn't have to work for it. They cheaped out. This is what I hate about these deals. You pay guys early, the incentive to be great goes out the window. Brian Bayo never turned out to be great. He got signed too early, and look at it now. Hey, what do you expect? He got paid. He got life-changing money and didn't have to work at it. And he hasn't worked at it. He sucks. 372.
How's Roman Anthony doing?
Roman Anthony is not playing well right now. That could be a combination of things. It could be getting paid. It could be injury stuff, which I know he's been dealing with, and that is what it is. But it's another young player that got paid and then didn't perform, at least so far.
We had another throw yesterday.
He's not a lost cause to me yet, but, I mean, he has not had a good season. Bayo has not had a good career.
Nope.
Christian Campbell's not a major leaguer. So there is risk in paying guys early before they've proven it over a reasonable amount of time, like a season or two. There is risk, and we're seeing it within this organization. Now, Roman Anthony, at least, you look at that kid and you're like, that guy's got all the right attitude. Like, you know, you don't. I don't fear that he's like a quitter. The way I look at Brian Bayo and say this guy's a quitter.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a damn.
No,
Roman Anthony doesn't give you any of those.
Bayo feels entitled.
Yeah, entitled idiot, hothead idiot. That behind-the-scenes Netflix show,
big league pitcher.
That forever changed my opinion of this guy. That just sealed it for me. Like, what a bozo Brian Bayo is.
Does Craig Breslow hold Andrew Bailey to the same thing he claims he holds Pete Fatsi to?
He should.
Christian Campbell
Good
for
question.
being a failure,
Yeah,
right?
That's right.
He blamed Christian Campbell's failures on Pete Fatsi.
Because he didn't hit his projections.
Well,
Which,
you have
by the
Brian
way,
Bayo
I
here,
have projections
It's
for him, and you
such an
didn't get to hit him.
effing cop-out, because when they signed him, I didn't see Breslow at the podium saying, well, you know, it's really a credit to the instructors and the Fatsi. No, he credited himself about how effing brilliant him and his nerds were for the development of this player, and that they saw what others couldn't. Wrong. And so I look at these contracts that teams, that small market teams, would love to hand out to try and sign what may end up being a high-priced player.
Right, you're forced
at
into
short
that type
money.
Yeah, right.
It's like, you're the Red Sox. You can wait to see if the guy works out or not. You can afford big contracts. But, you know, I guess they just don't want to pay those big contracts. See Mookie Betts. He's the best example of it. Guy was great, and then they just didn't want to pay him. They did pay Devers, and then they didn't want to pay him, and they dumped him.
Yep.
Like, it just sucks. So, I got an idea. Don't sign Bayo. Don't sign Christian Campbell. Keep Rafi Devers. How does that sound? Or if that's not your guy, don't sign Bayo. Don't sign Christian Campbell. Don't sign Devers, but keep Mookie Betts. Like, do you see how that works? It's all the same money. You're not spending any less by not signing Betts. You're out there handing out contracts on these lottery tickets like Bayo and Christian Campbell. And it hasn't worked out.
And you go to the offseason. They were shopping Brian Bayo after a year last year, which
nobody wants him.
But that was a year last year where I think a lot of people's opinion changed. He had a 3.35 ERA. He was that number 2 for a majority of the year. But that moment in New York, that stood out.
I was going to say yes, 100%.
He completely collapsed, and Alex Cora told you how he felt about him. Quick hook. We're not leaving you out there to figure it out because we don't trust you. And to have that moment on the mound yesterday where the first 2 innings were pretty good, but the way he was melting down and just couldn't throw strikes anymore, man, you are not that young. It shouldn't be that tough for you to lock in, and that's why Bayo, to me, has always put the work in. Physically, his body has changed a ton. The pitches, he's changed his arsenal 8 different ways. He went back to the sinker yesterday and just started throwing it over and over. We've been asking him to do that for years. It still didn't work. He still couldn't control himself or figure it out there.
I think the most fascinating tidbit today is from yesterday's report in The Athletic. Chad Jennings, Jen McCaffrey, Patrick Mooney, Ken Rosenthal all chipping in for this one. The angry reaction in the Red Sox clubhouse on Sunday suggested that Breslow's message of faith and confidence had fallen flat. According to multiple people who were in the Red Sox clubhouse in 2025, each granted anonymity for their candor. The disconnect between Breslow and certain members of the coaching staff was well known. Breslow would occasionally ask Alex Bregman for feedback, and Bregman became a consistent advocate for Fatsy, Lawson, and Cronin, crediting those hitting instructors for helping him return to an all-star level. Yeah. According to one player, one version of events that made the rounds was Breslow was ready to dismiss some coaches until, quote, Bregman stepped in last year and stopped the firings. Other sources stopped short of saying that Bregman saved anyone's job last season, but agreed that his outspoken advocacy for the hitting coaches was well known. I mean, Bregman was very much in charge in there last year, was he not? I credited him as being the Red Sox manager. He was doing Alex Cora's job for him.
I mean, the Red Sox told you as much, yeah.
And let me tell you this. I wonder, is Bregman not here anymore because he fought back against Breslow?
Oh, that's a good point.
Did they not go the extra mile on Bregman? Because in the back of Breslow's mind, I can't have this guy here anymore. He's got too much power.
Who were the guys that pushed for Alex Bregman? Alex Cora and Sam Kennedy. Those were the two guys. They were the ones going back to that McAdam article a couple years ago. They were pushing while it was Craig Breslow and seemingly a couple people on the inside that were not big Bregman guys.
How about that? Now, Bregman was approached in the clubhouse in San Diego on Monday night. That is where the Cubs are. They were in L.A. over the weekend, and they went south to San Diego.
It's nice out there.
They call that the reverse Beetle trip. That's what they call that one. I saw Bregman Friday night at Dodger Stadium. Looked great.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Looked great. He just watching his
and Mookie wasn't
routine,
there, huh?
Watching him just take grounders. Mookie's hurt. Taking
no, but
grounders.
did you get a chance? Is he with the team at all, or did you see him?
I didn't see him.
He spoke on it.
I didn't spot him.
He had a great line on Alex Cora. That ain't got nothing to do with me, and I stay out of that. That was his only response.
Good job. But what Bregman said, he declined to get into the details and just said, I got all the love in the world for those guys, referring to Cora and the other coaches who were fired.
Wow.
All the love in the world for that.
What was your take on Dodger Stadium?
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Is that your first time there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scenic is what I would call it.
Fits.
It
done well.
It lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
That's what I would tell you. It lived up to the hype.
Wow, must be nice.
It is nice. Yeah, it's nice to see stars, real baseball, high-paid stars.
Get an opportunity to do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Name
and a
recognition.
great atmosphere, and, it was great.
You can have both? You can have a really cool atmosphere and stars, huh?
Yeah, they do.
Multiple
That's
years.
weird. I didn't realize you could. I thought it was an either-or situation.
No,
It's not just loading up that year.
No,
You could
those
do that for 6 years straight.
Those two things are interlocking, like the
That's
hands
cool.
of a head coach and a reporter. I mean,
How's
just
concessions?
pretty good.
Yeah.
The Dodger dog is
Wow.
Milliken. You got to get yourself a Dodger dog,
I'm
my
so
friend.
jealous. There used to be a YouTuber, Dodger Films, who used to vlog every game, and he'd eat one during every video. I just sat there. I was so jealous. Just one time I want to taste one.
And Zoe, you know what they got there? They got chopped onions for you.
Are you serious?
Ready to go.
You took the picture.
I took a picture. I sent it to you guys.
You did. That's right.
I said, I'm
Fresh cut,
I'm
nice,
back.
small.
I'm back in a proper baseball stadium now.
How do you pick them up with a spoon? They have a spoon there?
No, it's the dispenser like Costco.
Oh, shut
wow.
up.
Very neat,
That's
clean,
big time, yeah.
and passing all necessary food safety
So
guidelines.
they go the extra mile for their fans.
They do. The Dodgers
That's nice.
do. You know what they hand you walking through the door there?
What?
Now, it's team propaganda. It's team produced. But you get a program for free walking through the door.
No way, really?
Yeah, they hand you a stack. They're miniature little programs, probably 20 pages long.
Like a playbill?
Yeah, it's like a playbill size. Perfect analogy. It's like a Dodger playbill. Couple of stories in there on the team, on certain players. What are you saying?
Doesn't know what a playbill is.
It's what you get on Broadway when you go to a play.
I
It's
don't do
usually
that.
It's what
it's
us
yellow and
culture-
white and black
You
on
get
the
me
cover.
to go there. Nope.
or
Never
any-
done that.
Any play, really.
Never been on a tee. Never been to play.
Did you mention the ice cream helmet situation?
Oh, I mean,
What do you got?
the ice cream helmet is
Let me tell you this.
standard ice cream. I should have brought the helmets in. Standard ice cream helmet size that you get at Fenway. But
which
there
is a major problem the last couple of years. They've run out of them very quickly.
At Fenway?
Oh my God.
Idiots. At Dodger Stadium, though, you can upgrade yours they'll add 3 warm churros into it for you.
Shut up.
And they will then drizzle it with chocolate sauce. So you get vanilla, chocolate, or swirl, 3 warm churros, and a chocolate sauce drizzled all over it. Or you can just go for your standard Sunday like you can get anywhere.
No, you got to have a day.
You go for the churro. I'm like, yeah, let's see how the churros were fabulous.
That's
I'm like,
great.
I'm like, no ballpark has any business with churros that are this good in the ice.
This has to be craving fries downstairs.
Okay. So that's one thing. That's a standard size helmet. Then if you get garlic fries at their
what are those?
Concession stand, it's French fries with garlic mixed in and nice little parsley in there.
Wow.
And it's fabulous. You get a helmet that's maybe twice the size of the ice cream helmet. Dodger World Series back-to-back champs helmets. That's what they have. They don't just have the Dodgers logo on them. They have World Series helmets.
And are still paying their players.
Still paying their players. And prices were reasonable. They weren't crazy. Imagine that.
Parking was easy.
It wasn't cheap.
No, but
easy. So it notoriously is a nightmare getting in and out of there. Really? I had an easy time in and out.
Yeah.
I lucked out. I got lucky. Yeah. It's great. It's a great take.
That sounds nice.
They had a drone show after the game.
What's that?
Where instead of fireworks, they do like synchronized drones that do things in the sky.
That's crazy.
They opened up the field. We went on the field.
That's wild to me, by the way. That's like a AAA move right there.
It's like it's just so friendly there. So
that's wild. Like Lambeau, they won't even let you walk on the grass.
Got to see Shohei. Oh, nothing better.
People screaming when he walks out, like just following him around. There he is. Wow, look at him.
It's like when Durbin was at Fenway. Same thing.
How is
Similar
Durbin
vibe.
doing? How's he doing?
Much better. Last 7 games. I think he has a OPS right around 750.
Is there a point where you just stop watching?
Me?
Yeah.
Never, no.
Yeah.
I've been through 2012, 14, 15, 2020.
Well, this might be worse, pal.
If it can be worse than 2012, man. That was my first season ever watching, so I am kind of conditioned to it.
Well, then you're in it. Yeah.
It's part of the grind. I like when, to some degree, when people stop watching and you're still watching.
More intimate?
Easier. Yeah. You know you're on this battle alone.
Just talking to you.
No baseball reporters with Maz this week.
I do think Friday is going to be a pretty big moment at Fenway Park because we've seen the sell the team chants. How do people react to where this team is at? The first game without Alex Cora and the coaching staff. Is it going to get louder and louder based on what's been going on?
Because that's how it turned for New England. I mean, the Patriots. And that's when Kraft said, we got to make the move. Got to make the move.
If they go down like 5-0 early, and it's the Astros, they have the same amount of losses as you at 19, the most in Major League Baseball. To be fair, they also swept you earlier this season.
3 games set with the Astros. 7-10 against a Bruins game that night, right?
Mm-hmm. Out.
4-10 on Saturday. Which, are we looking at rain this weekend? We're looking at another rainy, crappy weekend. What do we got this weekend? I have to check that out. And
That's
then
Derby Day.
Derby Day.
Jake Bennett's on Friday.
And Sunday, 1:35. Listen, the people who are at the park are going to be there. It's not like they're distracted by the Bruins game, T-Bone. So, it still matters. It's still important. We will get to the Celtics and a prediction from Gary Washburn about what happens to the Celtics if they were to lose the series, which I can't even wrap my mind around that possibility. That's not possible. Not possible. Still not possible. I looked up the percentages on
Kalshi. Get some foul trouble tonight.
Kalshi percentages for you right now. 9% for the 76ers. 20 for the Bruins. Told you the Bruins would have a higher percentage. And that was as of yesterday. I'd have to check the latest. But we'll talk about that. Celtics getting ready to continue their series. It's on the way next.
Zolak.
I got a pillow over my head.
Bertrand.
Doesn't make it normal.
The Sports Hub.
But they cannot rely on, we just going to make shots. That's how we going to win. You got to play. The defense has to improve. The rebounding has to improve. All of this has to improve. Like, you got to play the game of your life because you do not want to go home and know if we lose this, the season is over and everything changes if they lose this series. We all know, like, it could be some serious furniture moving. We're not talking about the coach stuff, nothing like that. But I'm just talking about this team has to look in the mirror and figure out, are we as good as we really think we are if they lose this series? Like, this is a really big deal here.
Okay, I'll play along. It's Gary Washburn talking about if the Celtics were to lose the series, which I cannot fathom and do not believe will happen. But let's say it does happen. They lose. What would you do? Nothing? Keep it as is? Roll it back? Or would you do something big?
No, I don't roll it back. What's big to you?
You've got
Brown, right?
You've got to decide on the future of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Down, you're not going to be able to win. You're not going to win the whole thing. You separate them.
Are we factoring in Jason Tatum's injury right now at all?
No,
I'm not.
No,
it's over. That thing is a thing of the past.
We're past. He hit 30.
Past that, right? Yep. We're past that now. We see how capable he is and how great he's been, and the injury is no longer really a consideration, which is remarkable, and it's great for him.
Those two guys combined for 2 points in that fourth quarter the other night. That cannot happen. Can't.
So if you need fundamental change, you've got to move one of them.
Correct.
Did they underachieve in the playoffs last year?
Yes.
Because I'm not factoring the injury into that either.
They were done before that.
They were done before the injury even happened.
Yep.
They had lost. They had blown it.
They underachieved the year before the championship when you lost to Miami and went down 0-3 to a team that you had no business losing to, and then you lose that Game 7.
So 3 out of 4 years, you've got a massive underachievement?
Yeah.
Or add them all up, right?
Yep.
Added together, that's a big underachievement over a 4-year period.
Sure is.
3 out of 4 years, you came up really short. Your season ended much sooner than you wanted it to. Yeah, I think he's right about that, but I don't think it's going to happen here. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they're going to lose.
That'd be drastic. That'd be a drastic change.
It would be a drastic result, though.
Like your window's shut somewhat then. You separate them because you got to get used to the way it's going to be with just Tatum and everybody else.
I don't know if you have to separate those two. I mean, what typically happens if you underachieve 3 out of 4 years in the postseason?
You add. You get better. Is that what you're saying?
I think usually there's a coaching change.
You're going to fire the coach of the year?
I mean,
it's been done before. I told Joe don't win the damn award.
Don't win it, Joe.
I would say teams also try like hell to add somebody, and then all of a sudden you start introducing trade the rest of the roster away and get Giannis here.
So I don't think all right, so that's certainly on the table. I don't think Joe would be gone just for the simple fact the relationship with Tatum and the organization likes him and the stability of the Celtics.
Joe follows marching orders. They love Joe. He's on track with everything they do.
That's what I think Washburn said. I don't think he'd get fired.
But there has to be a conversation about that. And then the other part, I think Derek White would be. I think Derek White is the piece that is gone.
Yep. Derek White, you move on from.
How much value is there anymore? That's a great question. I don't know if maybe does the league still view him in a way that maybe the Celtics don't. Maybe you can cash that chip in right now and still get something productive for him, but he's not been.
Because White hasn't been that great. Do you even look at Jaylen Brown now and say his year was even more impressive? Because, White was supposed to step up and be the number 2 guy.
Hey, you know what? That's a good point, though. Yeah.
Let's try to think this out, too. They play at such a high level of intensity throughout the year. This goes to show you other teams don't take regular season games seriously. They kind of cruise. But now you get into the playoffs, everybody amps it up, and they elevate to your level. I think that's what they're running into a little bit here. Freaking Embiid tonight. Don't let that guy go off. Kata, don't get into foul trouble. You get into foul trouble, next thing you know, you got matchup problems.
Which guy would get moved?
I think Green teamers will lose their mind if Tatum got moved. I would keep Brown. You've seen different things this year. You know how I felt prior to this year. I would keep Brown. Don't look at me like I'm crazy. Like, he's a good player. He's a great player. Look what he's paid. Look what he did this year. Look what he's done prior. Next to Tatum. Playing Robin. He got to be Batman a little bit this year. I think he could get better. I know they're not.
There's no way they're going to do it.
I know they're not going to do it. I'm just telling you. Ask me, what would you do? I told you what I do.
The same way I don't think that they will fire the coach. Right. I don't think that they are going to trade Jason Tatum. Those are
you have to shake
central
that
to
up,
what
though.
they want.
You can't continue to. That's 3 monster upsets in the NBA postseason that you're talking about in 4 years. That does not happen in the league. That's 3 really bad series losses.
I know it is.
Yeah.
That's why it's worth bringing up. That's why I think Washburn says serious furniture moving. I don't know that moving Derek White is enough serious furniture moving. I don't know if that is.
He's called Dean Van Lines.
They'll
get approved mover.
That's right. It's right. I actually recommended them to a friend recently, and they used Dean Van Lines. Called Odette. Had an amazing experience.
You talked about breaking the fish tanks and stuff, and messing things up at your house.
Yeah, I mean, horrors.
Horror stories.
Just horror stories of
what was the
bad
thing with
movies.
the gnomes?
They're not it.
What was the gnome thing?
I don't remember. I don't know. So many. There's just so many out there. So many horrible, horrible stories of the bad movers. You don't want one of them.
Right.
Let's get to your calls coming up. 617-779-0985.
So, this is what you get when you get the meat package.
And Beetle.
Okay. You can bank on that.
And the games played here.
Stop and start. Attacks the paint. Wraps it up and in.
98.5, the Sports Hub.
617-779-0985 is the phone number. You're on Zolak and Bertrand. Let's grab your calls. John is in Worcester today. What's up, John?
Worcester.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
So you guys are missing D. White's value. D. White has like zero value. He's a dime a dozen in the NBA. Pritch is where the value is. Pritchard, playoff tested, championship pedigree. If I'm a GM, I want Pritchard. Plus, Pritchard, $7 million a year. Look at his production this year. D. White, $28 million. $28 million a year.
I'm not giving up Pritchard. I'm moving White.
Well, I think but that's John's point. If you want to move something of value, Pritchard represents better value in a trade than Derek White does.
Derek White prior to this
White's
year
a dump at this point.
He's been
right?
great. Derek White
Do you know that,
great.
though? Do you know that? Like, is that caught up with the rest of the league? Right?
That's a problem.
I mean,
is his reputation still there for another franchise? You go, oh, this is an X factor, like a Drew Holiday, right? Winning player makes winning plays, and maybe this season the way that he shot the basketball was an outlier.
But if you factor in the cost of the contract,
I don't disagree. That's why I'm trying to dump him, though. $28 million a year for a guy that's shooting 20% from three in this series is not what you're looking for.
You got a problem here moving that one. But prior to this, like, don't discredit him. He was good.
Yeah, I mean, I wait. When? What do you mean? When was he good?
Prior years.
Oh, yeah, previous seasons, but that's a lifetime ago.
No, it's like these guys are like, you talk about like he's a bum. The guy's not a bum.
No, but he's been a problem for you.
Yes. Was he like 9 of 39 from behind the arc?
Is he worth
21%?
Is he worth that contract next year? Maybe for a bad team. But if you're looking to get something back in return, I don't know what that is right now.
No, you're looking to dump the salary, right?
They could do that.
Yeah.
They could figure it out.
Sure.
They could finagle that. I don't know. NBA money matching is a very confusing thing that I've never been able to get a good grasp on. I'm not sure how they would figure that out. Go to the trade machine, please. Figure that out. Do that for us to figure out how that's going to work for them. But they need him to be better. But I also don't want to get caught up in the whose fault is it and start blaming the Derek Whites for the Celtics. The fact that they lost the other night comes down to the stars. Comes down to Tatum and Brown.
I agree.
At the end of the day, the team will go as they go. And so when it comes to the opportunity to close this thing out, I mean, I can't even fathom that they would let this get to a seventh game.
I'm with you. I think they're going to roll tonight. I think you're going to see a Celtics blowout win.
They're going to win by 21 tonight. No.
21.
Yeah, 21.
What changes do they make?
They just hit their shots. They don't make any changes.
Well, their shot selection most certainly has to be better.
That's part of the problem.
Let's get up and down the court a little bit, by the way. Let's run Embiid, right?
Yeah, have a better matchup
not
for Embiid.
In shape right now.
Right. He looks gassed every time they go to the bench. Plus, he's all over the damn floor. Always falling down. Not a fan of that player.
Is Vucevic the right matchup for him?
No, but Kata got in trouble, and that
foul trouble's been a huge issue for him.
Messing with Joe's head.
Yeah, like, Kata, don't foul.
Yeah. We got to get Vucevic in because we're going cold. We need his shot. He was brought in for offense too, but the problem is can't play defense against him. Kata's the guy. Don't get in foul trouble early. Play with a lead, but they had to lead the other night.
That was part of the other when you say the other day. Just let Embiid have it. That means leaving Vucevic on the floor. Yeah. To guard him. That's just giving it up. That's just, okay, he's going to go, what do you have, 33? What do you have the other night?
Yeah, I think it was.
I think it was 33. All right, just going to let him have it. And let him put it away in the fourth quarter. But Kata's had foul trouble.
Your closeout night at home. Yeah. Again, that stings.
Hey, if it's going back to Boston for a Game 7, look, I still think the Celtics win, but I'm a lot more nervous than I am going into this game.
They haven't played well in the building.
No.
Nor the Bruins.
And then do you start to feel a little bit with a Game 7?
Yeah, Game 7 suck.
And to our caller's point, more minutes for Pritchard Fewer minutes for Derek White.
I would feel better about the Bruins getting to Game 7 and that outcome than I would the Celtics. Because Celtics had the big lead. Buffalo had the big lead. The team that fights back to push it to Game 7 has the edge in Game 7, I think, regardless of where it's played. Because now the obvious one is, the team that had the big lead, their asses got tight. They got tight.
Let's grab headlines. 90 seconds. We'll be back. Mike Florio with some questions about Mike Vrabel and his ability to do the job as Patriots head coach moving forward. But also, Zoe, I think, is making more waves again.
What did you do now?
Once you get on the Savage Twitter account, man.
What's your problem?
My problem?
No, what's his problem?
I don't think it's a problem.
No.
I just think you're making waves. You're making headlines again for something you said a couple of nights ago. Yeah. Something Zoe said.
I haven't seen it yet, so.
Interesting.
Yeah. We'll tell you about all that coming up right after the headlines.